Usually, when you're presenting an idea of a new cartoon to a company, you need several things. One of them is a pilot. A pilot is a preview of the main idea of what the cartoon is. It doesn't always turn out the way the pilot looks, but usually goes with the same idea. However, some pilots are stuck forever in Cartoon Network purgatory, known as the minisodes or shorts. These are my top 5 favorite pilots that didn't get a show. Also, I'm only counting ones that did not have any sequels or any other ways of getting spread, like a game. These are my top 5 favorite pilots. The top 5 worst ones will be coming out next Thursday. Number 5, Paranormal Roommates. This is about the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot living as roommates with a guy named Harvey Underwood who works for the NSU. You know, National Security Unit. Totally not the NSA. The style of this is pretty unique, kind of like a mix between Adventure Time and Steven Universe. I don't know much about the creator, Benson Connor, but he has some pretty odd ideas, like how the Loch Ness Monster was obsessed with glue. Yeah. It's okay when their basically babysitter leaves them alone, cry, and mess up doing basic human activities. Pilot is about an arcade machine and a crane lift who crash land on a planet with a baby. There isn't really anything interesting about this to me, but I guess it's funny how they don't understand what a baby is. Also, there's this evil monster who wants to eat the baby. Cool. Number 3, Age's Infinite Summer. This takes an odd perspective on what being in a company and business does to you. I like the style and the voices. This is about AJ, who sees an ad to get a job on a bus and decides to work in a business. Soon, his oversized suit takes over his life, and he abandons his friends for more power and promotions. Okay, this sounds really serious. It isn't. However, it's something that I would really like to see more of in cartoons, with valuable life lessons. Number 2, Back to Backspace. What if every deleted digital creation went to hell? Well, that's Back to Backspace. A human named Patty is the tour guide of Backspace. This cartoon has the trippiest visuals, and 2D characters with 3D backgrounds, sort of like The Amazing World of Gumball, but not really. I love the short, just because of all the videos and this.
From children's television.
Let me tell you, this guy's been deleted a lot of times. It's his own fault, though. He'll take a perfectly good word and ruin it forever.
But no need to worry, because my brother...
Wake up time.
5:49.
Feeling fine, cause it's wake up time.
5:49? Why are we up at 5:49?
Oh, cause it had to rhyme with wake up time. For the song.
What's wrong with 8:49?
Wake up time, 8:49. Feeling Yeah, true, we could have done 8:49.
Ah!
Number 1, Apple and Onion. I love this cartoon because it doesn't have many other things that other cartoons do. Every character truly feels genuine and are adorable. One of the reasons I didn't put Back to Backspace at first spot was because it had boring characters in a unique environment. I much prefer interesting characters in a boring environment. It's funny, goofy, and makes you doubt your expectations. This would become my favorite show if it was made. Luckily, it was only released about 2 weeks ago, so there still might be a chance. Definitely watch this one. Well, this was a nice review. I'll have to make it up at something horrible next Thursday. Until then, I'll be seeing you guys. Like and subscribe to keep me motivated.